Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at noon. I'm Jake Evans.
And I'm Cami Farrell. President Joe Biden will announce his infrastructure plan
It's the next chapter in his fighting effort to boost the economy after previously rolling out the relief bill.
The $2 trillion proposal will tackle roadway repairs as well as set aside over $100 billion for school upgrades.
The plan also includes over $200 billion for expanding high-speed power lines across the country.
Biden will announce the plan later today. Two U.S. Capitol Police officers have opened a lawsuit against former President Donald Trump. This lawsuit is based on the Capitol riots that happened back in January.
Officers James Blossom and Sidney Hemby are saying former President Trump should be held responsible for inciting the riot.
Blossom says he was slammed against a stone column injuring his back
while
and
Hemby
head.
says he was crushed against the door, sprayed with chemicals, and blood from his face.
The two officers have a combined 28 years on the force,
each of them is seeking at least $75,000 in damages.
Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz is finding himself in hot water. The New York Times has cited multiple sources that the Congressman had a possible sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl. The investigation was open in the final months of the Trump administration as part of a larger investigation. Gaetz is denying the allegations, saying they are part of a larger effort to extort him and smear his name.
Jake, I felt a little drizzle on my way to the station this morning.
Me too, Cami, and I think I definitely saw some clouds. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Mariana, to see how it looks out there.
That's right, guys. It's really gloomy and chilly outside, and that's because the temperature right now in Denton is sitting at 58 degrees with winds of 17 miles per hour, making it feel like 54. Now, the temperatures for tonight are gonna drop to 53 degrees with like 52. Now the temperature for tomorrow is gonna rise to 66 degrees with winds of 17 miles per hour. The lowest will be 39 and we're gonna have cloudy skies. Now that's all I have for a first look at weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Mariana. As the Biden administration tries to fight back the latest surge in COVID-19 cases, the White House has expressed concerns about the WHO's report on the origin of the virus. CNN's Caitlin Collins has the latest developments.
Tonight, the White House is raising concerns about a long-awaited report from the World Health Organization that failed to conclude when, where, or how COVID-19 started spreading.
It lacks crucial data, information, it lacks access, it lacks transparency.
Press Secretary Jen Psaki saying Americans deserve more after China refused to share raw data about early cases with investigators.
I think he believes the American people, the global community, the medical experts, the doctors, all of the people who've been working to save lives, the families who've lost loved ones, all deserve greater transparency.
In a statement alongside 13 other countries, the U.S. expressed, quote, shared concerns that the report was significantly delayed and lacked access to complete original data and samples. The report dismissed the possibility that the virus was the result of a lab accident, but the organization's own chief questioned that, saying the theory needs further investigation because, quote, I do not believe that this assessment was extensive enough. In the U.S., top health officials are sounding the alarm about being too optimistic tonight amid a potential fourth surge.
We take our guard down, this is what's going to happen. We don't understand this virus as well as people pretend to.
In the last 2 weeks, at least 27 states have seen a rise in new cases, as deaths nationwide have hovered around 1,000 per day. Michigan is leading the U.S. in new cases with over a 50% rise in the last 7 days. With new coronavirus cases on the upswing, the CDC director repeated this warning during a call with the nation's governors today.
We have so much to look forward to, so much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope. But right now, I'm scared.
Despite Dr. Walensky's pleas to stay vigilant, some states are moving ahead with plans to reopen or relax restrictions as the U.S. accelerates the pace of vaccinations.
Her job is to speak the truth, even if people don't like it.
At least 2 southern states, Alabama and Arkansas, will drop mask mandates in the coming days, even after President Biden urged them not to.
Please, this is not politics. Reinstate the mandate if you let it down.
To me, a mask feels like a very small price to pay to protect people's lives, to save people's lives.
As the story continues to unfold, we will continue to keep you posted. When we return, we'll update you on the murder trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin.
Plus, more on how Texans can schedule appointments to get their COVID vaccines. Stay with us.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Day 3 of the testimony on the murder trial of former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin continues. Witnesses varied from a young bystander and an off-duty firefighter. CNN's Daryl Forges is in the Minneapolis area with 3 important moments from the court.
After 11 days of questioning,
can you set aside everything that you may have heard beforehand and focus exclusively on the evidence as it's presented in court?
Yes.
striking,
I'm going to excuse you from this case.
and seating,
Juror 118, you will serve on our jury.
the trial of Derek Chauvin finally reaches a full panel of jurors.
We have 15.
While their identities will remain hidden for the duration of the trial, here's what the court has revealed. There are 6 men and 9 women on the panel. 9 self-identify as white, 4 as black, and 2 as mixed race. Race likely to take center stage as the trial moves forward.
I can breathe.
Video of Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck for nearly 8 minutes sparked riots in Minneapolis and worldwide protests calling for racial justice and policing.
I think there is a lot of racism and a lot of divide.
The city of Minneapolis on edge as many say they are fearful of a repeat of last summer.
I'd hate to see what the end result is going to be, because you're not going to appease the people.
Opening statements are set for Monday, March 29th. Testimony is expected to take several weeks. And then the final decision will fall on the men and women of the jury. I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
The New York Police Department has made an arrest after the assault of a 65-year-old Asian woman. The NYPD identified the suspect as lifetime parolee Brandon Elliott. Elliott served 17 years in prison for stabbing his mother to death. Reports say Elliott allegedly yelled an expletive and said, "You don't belong here," during the attack. The victim suffered serious injuries and was taken to the hospital in stable condition. The NYPD have recommended hate crime assault charges against Elliott. The Texas Senate passed 7 abortion-related bills, one of which is a heartbeat bill that will ban abortions once a heartbeat is detected. This is estimated to occur 6 weeks into the pregnancy. Abortion rights activists have opposed the bill, noting that many women are unaware of their pregnancy once they reach the 6-week mark. The bill passes on a second reading with a 19-12 vote. The bill itself also does not take exception to those that have become pregnant by rape or incest. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said healthcare is about promoting health, saying, quote, "I'm committed to women's healthcare, but I'm committed to women's healthcare after birth and before birth."
Some more news has come out about arrested Denton police officer David Schoolcraft. According to court records, Schoolcraft was an administrator and member of several group chats that exploited children. Schoolcraft was identified through his IP address when the agents subpoenaed the messaging company Kik. Schoolcraft will remain in federal custody pending his trial.
Jake, will you be participating in any egg hunts this weekend?
They're definitely on the schedule, and I'm also hoping for some warmer weather. Mariana, what will the weather be like this holiday weekend?
I'll tell you guys everything about the weather for this weekend, but first let's take a look at the temperatures right here in North Texas. As we see, Denton is sitting at 58. We have Fort Worth and Dallas with the same temperature of 59. The lowest temperature is found in McKinney, Sulphur Spring, and Paris with 56, and the highest is found in Graham with 62. Now let's take a look to our temperatures across the state. Now across the state we see Abilene sitting at 59, Austin at 61, and the highest is found in Houston with 74. Now, the lowest temperature is found right here in Amarillo with 50 degrees. Now, let's take a look to a 7-day forecast. As we can see today, the highest was 66, the lowest will be 38. On Thursday and Friday, it's going to be sunny, and we're going to have temperatures of 66 and 68. For the weekend, we're going to have, the skies are going to be a little bit cloudy, and the highest will be found on the Sunday on 73. Now, starting our work week, the highest will be 80, and on Tuesday we're going to have a temperature of 81, the highest. That's all I have for weather today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Mariana. Vaccines may continue to have a positive impact on this fight against the coronavirus, but the virus is still an issue. Across the state of Texas, over 4,000 cases were reported yesterday. Tarrant County reported 153 cases and 6 deaths. Collin County had 101 new cases and 2 deaths. Denton County reported 4 deaths and 89 cases. Some promising news has been announced about the Pfizer vaccine. According to the drug company, their vaccine has been found to be 100% effective in kids ages 12 to 15 years old. The vaccine is currently authorized in the U.S. for people 16 and older. Pfizer has said they plan to submit the results of the study to the FDA as soon as possible.
The state of Texas recently launched a new website on Monday that will help people who are looking to get vaccinated. Texans can now use what is being called the Texas Public Health Vaccine Scheduler. People can register for a shot and be matched with the next available appointment at a nearby vaccination site. However, only a few places in North Texas are utilizing the new tool. As of now, nearly 4 million Texans have been vaccinated. When we return, we will check in with Bella Quintanilla to find out more about the murals around Denton.
Plus, more on how the airline industry is finally expecting an increase in travel.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Denton is famous for its art scene, from its music to its sculptures to its murals.
And our segment anchor, Bella Quintanilla, will highlight some of Denton's famous art for us.
Thanks, guys. The town square in Denton has become known for its many unique murals, which have been around for a while and quickly became a hot commodity for visitors and locals. They have allowed so many artists to express their love and talents all over the city, and Dentonites take great pride in these murals. ntTV's Emily C. has the story on the city's murals.
Many amazing places to observe art right in our own backyard. Denton is home to many murals from artists all around. I was lucky enough to talk to one of the talented artists, Dan Black, who told me a little bit about his process and how he expresses his love for Denton.
You know, murals can be challenging projects because depending on the size, you're dealing with, you know, the elements, wind, sun, rain. Sometimes you're in locations where it's difficult to get water or difficult to get electricity for the tools that you need.
Dan has done over 10 murals just in the Denton area, and he still plans on continuing. The murals bring such a positive atmosphere to the city and has brought the talents of so many artists.
I think every mural project is kind of unique in its challenges as far as the execution. And that's kind of what makes it fun to me, is that you kind of like, you prepare as much as you can, but you know going into the project there's just going to be setbacks, there's just going to be delays, there's going to be days that you wish you could work, but the challenge is kind of different for every mural because there's that interaction with the wall, with the elements, with, you know, the planet. And I don't know, it's really fun.
Not only is it a fun trip around Denton Square, but you can admire all these art pieces close up. When you plan on taking a trip to Denton, make sure you put these murals down as something to see, because they are truly breathtaking. This is Emily C. reporting for ntTV.
These murals can be found all over the square and sometimes change, so next time you visit, be sure to go and take a walk around the square to admire these beautiful murals. Jake and Cammie, back to you.
Thanks, Bella. American Airlines is finally restarting various projects that are put on hold due to the pandemic. The plan, in total, is worth over $200 million. The pandemic did significant financial damage to the airline. American Airlines lost nearly $9 billion in revenue in 2020 as air travel dropped 60%. The major airline has put more than $1 billion worth of projects on hold for the coming years. As the strong fight against the pandemic continues, some of the projects include new flight kitchens and warehouse repairs intended to reduce delays in flights.
While American Airlines plans to grow, those who love to fly are starting to catch the travel bug. The number of passengers seen at the DFW airport is slowly increasing since the rollout of vaccines. Kayla Holt has more on how the airlines are readjusting.
It was just 5 months ago when the airline industry experienced a great decline due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The airport was nearly vacant as American Airlines furloughed close to 8,000 of their flight attendants, reducing the company's workforce by 30%. Since the discovery of rapid administration of COVID-19 vaccinations, many have been eager to travel again, and the airline industries have been sure to adapt to the circumstances.
In the height of the pandemic, we're probably down to 20,000 people, 20,000 people. And now that we're coming through the pandemic, I would say we're up to maybe 50, 60,000.
Others have been noticing a significant change lately as more people start to make plans for spring break and the summer.
Really surprised to see how many travelers are out and about this weekend and then the last couple weeks. It's been a big increase.
Texas-based company American Airlines lost more than $8.9 billion last year, but profits are slowly increasing as passengers are becoming more comfortable with traveling. Reporting for ntTV News, I'm Kayla Holt.
With the recent increase of travelers, many American Airlines employees are now being called back into work after being furloughed for 5 months.
You know, Cami, with all these flights opening back up, it'll mean traveling to see your favorite teams is now easier than ever.
Hey, I'd never turn down a chance to take a trip and catch a game. Sebastian, do you have an update for us on some of our local sports teams?
Absolutely. I'll be taking a look at another tough loss for the Stars last night. Plus, we'll be previewing both tonight's Mavericks game and tomorrow's opening day for the Rangers. Stick around for more.
When you park in front of the ramp, somebody can't make it up the ramp. When somebody can't make it up the ramp, they miss their class. When they miss their class, they fail their final. When they fail their final, they drop out of school. If you drop out of school, you get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Don't get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Be courteous. Don't block wheelchair ramps.
Texas, where our pride, strength, and unity keep our spirits high as we march forward. Showing our pride by saying don't mess with Texas means we all gotta step up. Walk the walk, do our part to keep Texas clean and safe. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all of us Texans, including me, Matthew McConaughey, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
The Stars visited the Nashville Predators in a back-and-forth contest that didn't end well for Dallas. After a scoreless first period, Jason Robertson scored the game's first goal in the second period on assist from Denis Gurianov and Miro Heiskanen. After the Predators equalized, the Stars reclaimed the lead on a power play goal from Rupe Hintz on another Heiskanen assist. But the Stars will let another game get away from them with a Nashville third-period goal from Kalle Jarnkrok and an overtime winner from Eli Tolvanen. The 3-2 loss marks the third in a row for Dallas, who still sit in 7th in the Central Division. The Stars will look to break the skid tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. in Nashville to rematch the Predators. The Dallas Mavericks will be in Boston tonight to take on the Celtics after securing a big win versus the Oklahoma City Thunder on Monday. The Mavs got some pretty big-time performances in their 21-point blowout, including Luka Doncic scoring 25 points and Kristaps Porzingis putting up 20 points and 9 rebounds. Dallas is 1-0 on the season versus the Celtics after beating Boston the first time last month. The first matchup was a back-and-forth thriller, with Luka Doncic finishing just 2 assists short of another triple-double and 2 clutch three-pointers in the last minute to secure the win. The Mavericks still sit in the Western Conference 7th seed and will tip off tonight at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. Tomorrow marks opening day for the MLB season, which means the Rangers are finally back. However, there will be some missing faces. In February, the Rangers announced that they had traded Elvis Andrus to the Oakland Athletics. Andrus had been the team's starting shortstop since 2009, earning 2 All-Star appearances and contributing to back-to-back American League championships. The Rangers will also be without fan favorite Rougned Odor, who has been informed he will not make the opening day roster for the Rangers. While Odor and Andrus proved to be one of the better middle infield tandems in the majors, the Rangers are looking forward to the new partnership of Nick Solak and Gold Glover Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. The Rangers will open their season tomorrow at 3:10 p.m. in Kansas City versus the Royals on the new Bally Sports Network. That's all I have for sports. Back to y'all at the desk.
Well, today's holiday marks a special place in my heart. It is National Crayon Day, a time where we all revert back to our childhood and get those colorful sticks of wax and draw the prettiest picture you can. Crayola invented the crayon back in 1902, and over 100 years later, kids of all ages are still using them to color. If you take a moment to create a masterpiece with a crayon today, be sure to post it on all social media platforms with the hashtag National Crayon Day. Now, we took some time to finally draw our own little masterpieces, and I drew a very light shamrock in honoring St. Patrick's Day. Pause the video right here if you can find the 4-leaf clover. What did you draw, Cammie?
Nice job, Jake. Well, I went with a holiday theme too. I went ahead and went with our coming holiday Easter. We've got a little Easter bunny. But I'm excited to go ahead and post these on social media.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again here tonight at 6 on North Texas Television.